Guys, I've finally done it. I've come up with the perfect tactics to guarantee that not only will you have fun at this game, but you will also get a few more wins. How's that sound? Guys, what we're going to be looking at today is the 4-1-2-1-2 second variation. That is the formation that I used this past weekend league and for the past week, and I've been kind of slapping myself for not using it longer than that. I'm a little disappointed. I think I always wanted to get more attackers in there, but now realizing how important dominating the midfield is, I don't know if I can go back to another formation. So let's get into it. So I'll start off by showing you guys my latest team here, just so you can take a look at the kinds of players that I'm using. In terms of midfielders in game, we're going to have Renato Sanchez, Roberto Firmino, and Franck Kessié. And our three main attackers, Neymar, R9, and Mbappe. Backline, you know what kind of cards you need to use, so stick with the meta and get the job done at the back. Going into the tactics, like I said, it is a 4-1-2-1-2 second variation, and you're going to want to line it up something like this. You're going to want your two fastest attacking players as strikers, and your cam is very important. They need to have a little bit of stamina as well. I'll show you why in a second, but obviously they need to be good on the ball, be able to chip in for goals, all the fun stuff. We do play pressure on heavy touch. You can also switch this one to balanced if you like, but I suggest staying away from press after possession loss. The way I've been playing lately, I find if I'm doing this, my team gets so tired so quickly, and I'm rarely winning the ball back. At least on pressure on heavy touch, there's a higher chance of you actually getting the ball, and you're not wasting as much stamina. So I say stick with either this or the balanced. We play about 6 width, a bit of a higher depth, a little higher than average. We play 7 depth on this one. You could go a little higher, but I would stay here or even drop down to 6, just because your wings are a little exposed in this formation because it's so narrow. You don't want to get caught out too easily. Offensive style, I feel like long ball is always the way to go these days, especially if you're playing against someone who's pressing a lot. Being able to just spam a long ball over the top or through the defenders always helps. We play 6 width, even though it's a very narrow formation, helps with keeping our fullbacks wide, and some of our center mids actually play a little bit wider as well. With players in the box, we have that on 4, and for corners and free kicks, we have them on 1. I rarely score off of set pieces unless I do short passes, so for that, I don't need a lot of people in the box right away. I'd rather be solid at the back. So going into the player instructions, I'll kind of tell you what kind of players you need as well, because this formation plays differently offensively and defensively. And I'll start off with the strikers. Very simple for these guys. I have them on stay central and get in behind and stay forward. You can switch one of them to like a mixed attack if you would like, but I usually just find get in behind just works the best. Stay forward is always important on these strikers. You don't want them wasting their energy coming back. You don't need them to come back. I'll show you why in a second. In the cam spot, it's a little interesting. We have them on comeback on defense, and we have them on stay on the edge of the box for cross. The reason we do this is because when we actually lose the ball, this formation turns into a 4-4-2. Basically, this cam will switch over to one of the wings to defend, and one of our center mids is actually going to cover the other wing as well. We'll get to that in a second, but you want them to come back on defense and stay on the edge of the box for a cross just so that they're not getting caught too far ahead. Don't worry, they'll still end up in the box and with scoring chances. You just want them to naturally not be forcing themselves into the box. Now for the center mids, this is where it gets a little interesting. You can use a little bit more, you can use some different kinds of players, have a little bit of fun with these ones. I'll tell you what I use and why I use them, and you can make the decision on who fits best on your team there. So for the left center mid, I have Roberto Firmino, the freeze version. We have him on balanced attack, stay on the edge of the box for cross, and cover center. Cover center is pretty basic for a lot of the center mids. Balanced attack, because we like having our numbers coming from deeper as well, so you'll see the center mids get forward quite a bit. This just helps them with the build up there. We have them on stay at the edge of the box, same as the cam that we have. We just don't want them getting caught too far ahead. For the CDM, you know what kind of player you need to use here. This is where you put your Conte, you know, your Kessiés, your Vidals, those kinds of guys. They're going to go into this one here. I have them on cut passing lanes, stay back while attacking, and cover center. Standard CDM stuff. They need to have high stamina. They need to be able to win the ball back, because sometimes they will get a little bit isolated because your other two center mids are going forward. So they need to be a big time ball winner. Finally, for the last center mid, this one is a little different. If you wanted to play a really attacking player here, you could actually get away with playing even another striker or a winger in this spot, because this one doesn't play as much defense. Going forward, he does kind of tuck into the middle, but when you lose the ball, the first thing he's going to do is cover the wing. So that's what kind of completes the 4-4-2. You have your cam going to one wing, and you have this center mid going to the other wing. And then when we get the ball, this one is very attacking. So we have them on get forward. In terms of crosses, we have them on balance, so they will be in and around the box as well. For this position, I use the new Renato Sanchez. He's got high pace, high dribbling, and obviously he can defend as well in a pinch. So those are the kind of cards I recommend. You want them to be someone that can also be a goal threat or an assist threat from the center mid position. So you can use a really attacking player here. If you want more help on defense, kind of make sure they have some defensive stats. Cards like Bruno, De Bruyne, obviously Renato, even the Kessié that I have, he did great in this role before we picked up Renato. So this is a really attacking midfielder that you're going to want here. You're going to need lots of stamina as well. They're going to be everywhere on the pitch. Fullbacks, I messed around with this a lot, but unfortunately I had to stick with the stay back while attacking. It just became too much of an overload when I had my fullbacks and my center mids going forward. I conceded way too many goals. Stick with the stay back while attacking. If they do need to go forward, make sure you have them on overlap just to provide a little extra space, but they shouldn't be joining the attack too much. Center backs as well, very standard, stay back while attacking. And then for my goalkeeper, I always have them on comes for crosses and balance for saving outside the box. Looking at the attacking variation of this that I use if I'm chasing a goal or I need to try and win a game before it goes to penalties, these are the tactics I change up. So we just switch to constant pressure. The depth stays about the same. We just increase everything else, players in the box. We start throwing numbers out there. In terms of actual instructions, not much changes. We have the other center mid on get forward, and then the fullbacks go to balanced. Other than that, not much changes there. So it's pretty similar. You just want to increase the pressure you're putting on them. So if I have like a 2 or 3 goal lead, this is the tactic I'll switch to. It's not like a sit back tactic. It's more of a try and control the game tactic. So once again, there's not too many differences, but I'll show you what it looks like. We turn off the pressing whatsoever. So we go to the balanced, we lower the depth down to a 4, and then we stick with the possession style as well. It just helps us keep the ball, gets everyone coming a little bit closer. And then in terms of the tactics, once again, almost everything stays the same. The only differences are kind of like middle ground center mid that kind of floats between balanced and stuff. He fully commits to staying back while attacking now. So it's really like a 4-4-2 with 2 CDMs at this point, because Firmino and Kessié, they won't go anywhere. And then we still have the 4 attackers after. And that's basically it, guys. It's a lot of fun. It did take some getting used to. You'll find your buildup is best just playing little 1-2s between all your attacking players. A lot of numbers in the middle helps you win the ball back as soon as you lose it without having to put on the team press or press after possession loss. It's the most fun I'm having, guys. Try it out. Let me know how it goes. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed that video, please feel free to like and subscribe. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitch at The Red Swish. We stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you want to hang out with more people who like the same games as us, be sure to join the Discord as well. All the links will be in the description, and have a great day.